Yes, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Definitely glad to have you back to the Freedom Coach Cashflow Builder YouTube channel or the Freedom Coach FTMG. So what I want to share with you, first of all, let me introduce myself, known to a lot, but maybe not to many. Real quick, my name again is Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach Cashflow Builder. I am a chartered senior financial planner. I am a licensed mortgage broker, real estate broker, investment insurance broker, credit counselor. Also, I am a business owner of the Freedom Team Apex Marketing Group, 3-time author of the book series, Making It Happen from Zero to Hero. Book number 1, How to Build Wealth with Money and Real Estate Investments. Book number 2, Credit to Freedom. And book number 3, which is like my favorite, Freedom is Not for Sale. Oh yeah, I got some good stuff for you. So what I want to share with you today is going to, totally blow your socks off. And as I say all the time, the hustle is for free, but the game is for a fee. I'm going to give you some hustle and some game today. So guess what? Let's get started. We finna get started, make this thing happen. So, before I forget, that's why I get turned around all the time, right? You see I got turned around, right? So you can look either at the top, you can look at the bottom, look to the left or right, wherever it is, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Of course, invite at least 5 to 10 family and friends to check out the channel. We got all kind of good stuff dealing with business, dealing with self-development, as well as dealing with financial, everything from insurance, investment, real estate, mortgage, and credit, because I am a financial professional. So these are the skill sets and licenses and experience I have going on 3 decades. And so I want you to get your pen and paper because we getting ready to go back to school on this one right here. This with the information that we have on our channels. We got how to sell a house in 21 days, 5 easy steps to buying property, how to improve your credit in 30 days, how to get out of debt. We got all these programs, how to buy the right type of life insurance, how to build a legacy. So all these things we have in our YouTube channel that you want to take advantage of. So you want to make sure you're watching our channel. And on any things that you like, you can comment it. And we got free downloads below as well. So let's kick it off. How to evaluate a real estate deal. Okay, how to evaluate a deal. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. This is all about the numbers. Let me tell you a couple rules about business as well as real estate investment. Number 1 rule, never fall in love with the brick. I repeat, never fall in love with the brick. Number 2, do not be emotional about credit. Credit can be rebuilt, recycled, restored over and over again. All right, so make sure you definitely understand and you got that. And then the last thing, it's a numbers game. That's all. It's a number games. So don't get caught up into it. And when if you look at business, investments, and real estate like a game, play it like a game. That it's not the end of the world. They're not going to take your firstborn. If your credit, you make a bad decision, you can always come back and fix it. It's just a game. And we show you in our financial planning, and we show you the proper asset allocation, diversification in our brick theory program. We do that. And you can get the book. It's free for this month. Making It Happen, ZeroToHero.com. Go get the book. 2 series of book. And how to build money and real estate investment. So go get that 2-volume book. All you got to do is just pay for the shipping and handling. Now, let's rock and roll. All right, so what we have here is how to evaluate a deal. So when you're looking at a deal and you done went and look around and you done narrowed down to a couple properties you want to get, you got to do the numbers. Don't, again, fall in love with the brick. Don't get emotional. So the first thing is, obviously, you got to have a bid price or PP, what we call your purchase price, okay? Your purchase price, okay? So you got to know what your purchase price when you're evaluating the deal in there, all right? So you got to have that, all right? Then the next thing that you got to have is your RC. Your RC is your repair cost, okay? what it doesn't matter if it's minor or not. And we have another program that's on our YouTube and that we teach in our financial real estate workshops about obviously about wholesaling and repaying, and we can give you some general guide numbers so you'll know. So this one is just how to package the deal. So we're not going to kind of go in how much for bathrooms, how much for kitchen, but we do have one of those lessons on our YouTube channel for that. So, but we just going to go over some general stuff on that today. So you got repair costs and whatever that is. Then the next thing you have is, of course, SF, which is called your service fees. Okay? You have your service fees. And so basically, that can be your appraisal. This can be application fees, inspections. This can be any of those particular things that you have to do with that. It could be any closing costs on that, any village costs. These are your service fees that you have on there. All right. Then the next thing that you want to have, and also in your SF, if you was going to sell it, also you could put in there your closing costs as well. So service fees and closing costs as well. Okay, and that's what you use to sell the property. So if you're going to turn around and sell a property, you already going to know the money's already allocated in there to get it sold. All right, the next one, CC, which is probably the most important that most people do not do. This is where they mess up in the deal at, right here. This is called carrying costs. Okay? All right, the carrying costs. All right, what's the carrying cost? The carrying cost is what you're going to have to maintain and keep the property if you don't sell it or don't rent it. You got to have closing, you got to have carrying costs in there. So sometimes you see CC, most of the time it means closing costs, but when you evaluate a deal, we're talking about the carrying costs because you got to carry the property until you rent it and or sell it. So this is huge for you to calculate that price. So people get stressed if they don't sell the house in 30 days or 60 days, but you wouldn't get stressed if you put it in a deal. So that's that particular one right there, okay? Then the next one, agent costs, okay? Got to put the agent costs in there to help you to obviously the realtor costs as we sell all the time. This is why you want to be a professional, hire a professional, so you get professional results with that, okay? All right, and so we're going to put some of those costs in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess some of the lines off, but I got them in there. Okay. All right. So now we're going to evaluate a deal so you can understand it. So here, this is the particular property. Okay. So we're going to do. This could be a one unit, depends on what you're getting it for, or it can be a 4 unit, okay? Does not matter. Could be a 4 unit. No, my house may not be looking super great, but you get my point, right? Windows to the wall, right, got it. All right, so it could be a 1 unit, does not matter, or it could be a 4 unit. So why do I put that up there? Because the process to getting the property and qualification is all the same, except you will have potentially more cash flow if you did a 1 and 4 unit because it's still considered a residential, or you get a 1 unit. So it doesn't matter. So now let's put the numbers. So let's say for this particular property, and you can put it for any deal you're going to get. So say the purchase price of this property could be $50,000. Okay, $50,000 for this purchase. It could depend on the area. You could be buying a distressed property. It does not matter. Or it could be a rehab property. It doesn't matter. Then you got repair costs. And again, repair costs doesn't always mean that the house is damaged. You could maybe want to give it some TLC, some tender love and care. Change the light fixtures, change the lights in it. Maybe you want to change the carpet in it. Maybe you want to get it painted. Those kind of things. So it doesn't always mean that you got to totally like destroy the house, right? So you got to realize that. But you want to put some. So that's why the repair cost is going to vary based on each particular project. So this is just an example. So now you're looking at, you got $30,000 for of course your repair costs in there. All right, you got $30,000 for your repair costs. Now Now you're looking for what's next is going to be your service fees, your inspections, your appraisals, and your closing costs. Now, everybody don't always put closing costs in there because some agents teach different. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I've been doing this 3 decades on my own mortgage company, own real estate company. I am telling you, it is always better to put sugar in the deal. It's just very good to make everything happen. So, with service costs and closing costs, let's say, for example, that's a total of $6,000. Okay, these are money that you're going to help sell that property and service fees. Now, if you're not going to sell it and you're going to rent it, then obviously you don't need to have that. But you never know, so to your best ability, I put it in there. So even if the numbers don't add up the way you want to, then you know this is the place where you have some flexibility at. All right. So a typical service fee could be anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. But since we got closing costs, we're gonna say we're gonna put it down like say this may be 3 and 3. You might have $3,000 you're gonna pay for closing costs and $3,000 for service fees. Okay. Then the next is the carrying cost. The carrying cost is how much. Let me put this. Carrying cost is going to basically be the mortgage. Okay, that's the first thing. The major thing for the carrying cost is going to be the mortgage and also any maintenance that goes with the property. You know, cutting the grass, all of that. Okay, all that kind of stuff. Snow removal, all of that is carrying costs in there. And again, you may not have it. Maybe you have children that can do it, but you want to make for sure you definitely have that in there. All right, so with this carrying cost, let's say the mortgage is $900, and you got some service fees of $100. So we're gonna say that is $1,000 for all of that. Okay, and say you should have at least 3 months. On an average, it's taking anywhere between 3 to 6 months for you to sell a property and or get a rental. But if you do the things you need to do on the front end, it'll be very easy to do that. But just in case, if you got to do some repair work, you still got to pay the mortgage while it's being fixed, okay? But we're going to say a minimum of 3. So you want to know 3 to 6 months, okay? So we're going to use best case scenario, worst case scenario rather for this example. So we're going to say 6,000, okay? So we're going to say 6,000 for that, okay? Now, the agent cost is, again, on an average, is about 6%, 6% other total deal. So let me get my financial calculator. Sometimes I get a cell phone. So obviously, as a mortgage professional, real estate professional, and an investment professional, I have obviously a financial calculator. Now, some of these things, of course, you could do the adding on your cell phone, a basic calculator, but I have a qualifier plus 3x real estate qualifying that you do investment, mortgage, insurance, that I'm going to do a few other things later on it. So let's get to it though, and then so we can figure out the agent commission. So we look at, we got 50,000, we got 30,000, we got 6,000, and then we got another 6,000. So that's a total of 92,000. So 92,000 and so 6,000. So you're looking at 5,520 is the agent's commission on that. So just for example, we're going to round it up just to make it a round number, but it's exactly 5,520. But for the sake of numbers, we're going to make it 6,000. So now we're looking at a total of 98,000 is your all-in cost for this property. Okay? So let me review. I know sometimes people get funny. I'm teaching, hey, listen, the hustle is for free. The game is for a fee. I'm giving you the game, a real talk that's not costing you anything. And this is huge why you want to use this. So you want to go to top professionals to do. That's why I say you want to be a professional, hire a professional, get professional results. And so you're looking at, you got 50,000 for the purchase price. Repair cost 30,000. Service fee with closing costs and service fees, you got 6,000 with it. Carrying costs, PITI, which stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and maintenance costs and service, all those kind of things. 3 to 6 months, 1,000, 6,000. Agent commission came to 5,520. We're running at 60,000. That's $98,000 all in. Now, this is in a second. This is where now we're getting ready to do, of course, a little real estate and mortgage calculations. So now we have all these numbers. Now we got to get ready to see exactly what do the appraisal value of the property need to be once everything is figured and make it happen. So let's say with this particular property right here, for the sake of example, let's say the appraisal value comes out for this house once it's up and done and everything, $200,000. So this is either the purchase price or the appraisal value. All right. So you're looking at the appraisal value on this is $200,000. All right. Now what we got to do now, we got to subtract out what you're going to pay. Let me make it something. I'm gonna make it even smaller. I think the 200 is a little too far for you. So let's go with, we're gonna go with something like this. I'm gonna reduce that just to make it a little bit more, quote, that's like making it too easy, right? So we're gonna give you appraisal value, and we're gonna say this home is worth $150,000. Okay, we're gonna say appraisal value is $150,000. Subtracted your what is called your all-in cost, your all-in cost of price. Subtract your $98,000, and what's left is obviously your equity and or profit. So we got $150,000. Subtract your $98,000. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a $52,000 profit or equity in it. What is the difference between profit or equity? If you decide to sell it, remember up here we put in closing costs. If you decide to sell the home at the full market value of $150,000, that's what the homes are going for in the area. You got your all-in cost is $98,000. You subtract your $98,000 for your $150,000, that's $52,000 that you're gonna get as profit. If you're going to keep it and you're going to rent it, then you got $52,000 of equity that you can use later to start a business. You can come back and get for a loan to pay off other bills. You can use it later. So it depends if it's equity or property. This is how you play the game. And remember, in this period, you want to rent it. So one of the things that we share in closing, that soon as you get the property, as soon as you even think you're going to get it, you want to start looking for renters ASAP or buyers, okay? It could be renters or buyers. You want to start looking as soon as you do a contract on the property, okay? So you don't want to wait till after 30 days when you knew it was a possibility you was going to buy the property. You want to start looking for renters and buyers and at least getting them what we call pre-qualified / pre-approved. You want to get those renters that. You want to know if they can afford your particular rent. You want to do your research and go online and see what our rents for in that particular area. So you want to know if your mortgage and everything is $1,000. Are they paying in that particular area? Are they paying for rents, which would be a good deal with this, $1,200, which means you will have a cash flow of this property of $200 cash flow. You're winning. This is called winning. Even if it's $100, you're winning. Even if you broke even, you still winning. But you definitely looking to have some kind of margin. So, ladies and gentlemen, just want to share with you one of the most important things. Remember that the hustle is for free, but the game is for a fee. I'm giving you some of the hustle and the game at no cost. You want to make for sure that you click, oh, I get turned around all the time. Oh, turn around all the time. Here we go. Make sure you focus all eyes on me. Make sure you zoom in. Make sure you look either to the top or at the bottom, whatever the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bing. Hit the bell. Make for sure you definitely sign up for our YouTube channel. Share with family and friends. We always putting new information, new topics, new training. Anything you want to know, you can comment below. If you don't see it in our playlist, we got like 3 different playlists. We got a playlist for financial, for business, and for personal development. So you should find something in the playlist that'll help you. We got everything about improving your credit, everything about if you're building a business, 6 phases to help your organization grow fast. We got all kind of good stuff. So you want to make for sure you do that. So in closing, again, how to evaluate a deal. Make sure you put your purchase price, repair costs, service fees and closing costs, carrying costs, PITI, maintenance, agent cost, which is realtor commission, which gives you an all-in cost. Then you either have your appraisal value or your purchase price, subtract your all-in cost of price, which will give you your equity of property. Ladies and gentlemen, never fall in love with the brick. Never get emotional about your credit. And it's all in the numbers. So as I close to say, good things come to those who wait, but only those left over from those who hustle. Again, my name is Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach. Free yourself for all fears and doubts, and your dreams will follow. Freedom Coach, Cashflow Builder out. Y'all have a good one.